This beautiful new playing field is built on the site of what was originally known as Camp Barker, a settlement of 4,000 some so-called contrabands who had liberated themselves from slavery in the South and followed the Union Army back to Washington during the Civil War. President Abraham Lincoln visited this very spot, Camp Barker, on at least one occasion in 1862 on his morning horseback commute down from his summer retreat at Lincoln's Cottage in Petworth, down what was then known as the 7th Street Turnpike, now Georgia Avenue, and then down Vermont Avenue right past us to his day job at the White House. Many Camp Barker families remained in this community after the war, and some of their descendants attended what later became Garrison School. While they would scarcely recognize the beautiful building and grounds we have today, they would no doubt be very proud of the school we are, named for the lifelong abolitionist William Lloyd Garrison, and the school we are becoming, a community school that is intentionally diverse, deeply committed to equity, and working hard to realize a bold vision in which every child from every walk of life can come here and thrive. Garrison is D.C., and D.C.'s future is bright. So without any further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce one of our Wildcat student leaders, Arwen Ayaviri Loma from our 5th grade, to introduce our honored guest. Arwen, come on up.
Good afternoon. My name is Arwen Misha Yabiri Loma. I am in the 5th grade. I love attending Garrison Elementary School because my teachers push me to become my goals. I am very excited today because we have a very special guest. Please welcome the mayor, Muriel Bowser.
Yes, well done. And we have a little something special for you. Little Wildcat swag for you, Mayor. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Let's give Arwen and her classmates a big round of applause. And thank you, Principal, for your lovely remarks and for your leadership of Garrison Elementary School. To Councilmember Evans and Councilmember Doe, I also want to thank you for your leadership and the constant, really very consistent discussion in the Wilson Building about Garrison and making sure Garrison has all of the things it needs, including the additions that we made to the budget to complete the modernization. And then later, when we had the opportunity to make additional investments, we heard very loudly from Jack and Sherry that we had to get the field done. And isn't it lovely? Let's give everybody a big round of applause. I want to recognize our Department of General Services, who is the construction arm for the district government, led by Keith Anderson. Thank you, Director Anderson, for being here, as well as Deputy Mayor Paul Kine, who is the Deputy Mayor for Education for the District of Columbia. Deputy Mayor Kine is right here. Fantastic. So this, while I have seen the playground from outside of the fence, this is my first time really being able to appreciate it the way the children do. And we are all committed to making sure they have everything that they need in the building. Wonderful principal, great staff. Let's hear for the faculty and staff here at Garrison who challenge them each and every day. And we know a part of their well-rounded education is also being able to focus on play and physical fitness and recreation and competition and fair play and all of the things that we can learn from sport and other physical activities. And this is what this very special place here allows us to do. As Jack and I approached with the principal, we remarked on how much green space that we can have right in the middle of the city and right in the middle of a very dense part of the city. And that is important to how we continue to grow as a city. People want to be in Washington, D.C. because we we have great neighborhoods. Great neighborhoods have beautiful school facilities, wonderful teaching and learning happening, but also great recreation spaces. So I am very proud that we have been able to make this investment and look forward to many, many more. And so now it brings me pleasure to invite our host council member and our almost host council member to join us. First, your council member, Jack Evans. Once again, Jack has just been very, very consistent and persistent about the investments we make here in Ward 2 and at Garrison. And he will be followed by the Ward 1 council member, Brianne Nadeau.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mayor. Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. Oh, that's great. Listen, you're terrific. Come on. Good afternoon. That's wonderful. Thank you for being so enthusiastic about here today. And I'm really pleased to be here with our mayor. And our mayor is doing a fabulous job. Over the last 4 years, she's led this city to new heights, really. Finishing projects, starting projects, supporting our school system. And she's going to be mayor, you know what, for 4 more years. Give our mayor a big round of applause. Thank you, Mayor Bowser, for all that you have done and continue to do here. And I want to recognize a couple other elected officials. Jason Foreman, where's Jason? He's one of our ANC commissioners right here. Give him a round of applause. And Ian Simon. Ian's right next to him right here. Give him a round of applause. Thank you for being out. Anybody else, elected officials, if I missed anybody? No. Okay, thank you all for being here today. So there is a little history involved here in getting this playground to the shape it is in today. Because I remember the first meeting I had here with Pierre L'Enfant. Anybody remember Pierre L'Enfant? You must have studied Pierre L'Enfant. He was the person who originally designed the city, and I met right over here. And we said, we got to get this playground done. We got a long way to go. And I remember time would go by, and we brought President Lincoln came by. You mentioned it, right? And we fell in the sinkhole on the way to the White House. Remember the sinkhole that was out here? You go walking by, boom, right in the sinkhole. Later on, we brought Frederick Douglass out here and went swimming in the swimming pool. There used to be a swimming pool, literally right over here, swimming pool. It's unbelievable. So we managed to get rid of the swimming pool. That took a bit of time. We managed to fill in the sinkholes so nobody would fall in them. And that took a bit of a time. And then we managed to put in what isn't this, Mayor, one of the most remarkable playgrounds and fields anywhere in the District of Columbia. So I want to give a big round of applause to everyone who worked so hard at doing what we have here today. And investing in our education, in our facilities, is just so important. And we are on our way to having the finest educational facilities of any city in America. Our middle schools, our high schools, our elementary schools, one by one, we're getting them all fixed up and really provide a setting for our children to learn in. So, and it's great to see you all out here today. Isn't this great? It could be snowing, it's not snowing. It could be raining, it's not raining. The weather's nice. And so are you having a great school year? Yeah, and what are you looking forward to? The holiday season, right? Yes, getting out of here. Yeah, that's how I was. I couldn't wait to get out. So the holiday season's above us. And so what we're looking forward to when you all leave here, right, you're going to go on to the new Shaw Middle School, right? That's the next idea. Anybody in the Shaw Middle School? There you go. We always love that. So, and again, it's been terrific joining our mayor here and now our Ward 1 council member who's doing a fabulous job representing Ward 1. Now, this is in Ward 2. I want to make sure everybody knows that. Ward 1 is like way over there someplace. Across the street now. It can't be that close by. But give our Ward 1 council member a big round of applause.
Thank you, Jack. Yes, Garrison is what I call a Ward 1 serving school because, of course, just across the street is Ward 1. S Street is the dividing line over here. And, of course, ward boundaries are not what's important today, right? This has been a long journey, and I'll say this. I'm not quite as old as my colleague from Ward 2, so I didn't get to experience quite all of the milestones that he did, but I can tell you that it's been a long journey. Of course, many of you remember that the community first had to fight to keep the school open. And then to fight for the funding to modernize it. And this has been going on since my time on the ANC. And I'm really proud to have had even the smallest impact from my time on the ANC and in securing grant funding that helped go to the field. But more importantly, being at the table with all of you throughout the school improvement process. That is always a really stressful process. Any of you who were on the sit know that it can be really tedious, and it's always worth it when you get to come together in the end and celebrate on a day like this on a beautiful field outside a beautiful school that serves our beautiful children. And I want to just acknowledge the incredibly hard work of the community members and the parents and the faculty and the principal, multiple principals that went into this. We in government, we have the opportunity to fund these projects and shepherd them, but without all of your voices, we don't end up with a product, a school, a building, a space that fully embodies the spirit of our school community. And I'm really proud that that's what we have today. So thank you for letting me be a part of it at this Ward 1 serving school. So you can see Ward 1 straight through that window. But in any case, congratulations, everybody who was a part of this. It really is a victory for all of us, and I look forward to continuing to stick with you and make sure that the Garrison community has everything it needs so that the children can thrive and really just enjoy this beautiful space. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
And finally, we're going to hear from two members of my team. First, I'm going to invite the Deputy Chancellor, Amy Maestera, to come up and speak on behalf of DCPS. And our DGS Director will close us out. Amy.
Thank you so much, Mayor. And good afternoon, Wildcats. Another cheer for you. I like saying that. I'm going to practice that. I'm so excited to be here on behalf of DCPS Central Office and the team at Garrison Elementary. I want to start by giving Garrison a shout out for seeing a 10% increase in enrollment this school year, due to Principal Kiplinger's strong leadership and the community engagement that you've heard about today. We really thank you, and we know the hard work that goes into that. I'd also like to thank Mayor Bowser for her unprecedented investments in DCPS. These investments allow us to modernize our schools so that our children have world-class buildings to learn in. And as you see, it expands beyond the classroom. I'd also like to acknowledge our community members, the many partners, our DC government agency partners, Director Anderson and his team, as well as the team at DCPS, Deputy Chief Davis, and the team here who also shepherded through this work. And we look forward to continuing the partnerships across the city as we move forward. Joy is one of our DCPS values, and we know that Garrison students have joyful learning experiences, from their writers' workshops to their math classes. This is clear from the growth on this year's PARCC scores. We have seen incredible improvements and increases in our scores, and it's due to the hard work of this team here. Yes, certainly worth celebrating. Joy is also here in this beautiful new space. We know that at DCPS, learning happens beyond our classrooms. On our playgrounds, students learn important social-emotional skills, from being healthy and active to building relationships and solving conflicts with peers. And the mayor spoke to that earlier. We also know that here at Garrison, the team worked to integrate their arts program into the outdoor space. And you see that beautiful example of what is possible when we collaborate in this integrated way. Whether it's soccer games on the field or hide and seek on the playground, this space is not only a vibrant addition to DCPS, but it's an addition to the entire community. Congratulations, Garrison. We know this was a long time coming, and we appreciate the community's partnership to get us over the finish line. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Wildcats. It's a pleasure to be here today. My name is Keith Anderson, and I am the Acting Director of the Department of General Services. And I'd like to just start by thanking Mayor Bowser for her leadership to ensure that our youth across all 8 wards have an opportunity to learn and play in world-class facilities. I'd also like to take the opportunity to thank both Councilmembers Evans and Nadeau for your support and leadership. And I'd like to say just this, if you just would bear with me for a second. This is personal to me. As a kid, I used to go to Vermont Avenue Baptist Church, and I used to sneak out of church to go to the corner store, which was now condos, and then my friends and I would play football on this field. And I'd get my Sunday clothes all full of grass stains and stuff like that, but that's many, many years ago. But I'd like to take this opportunity just to thank the folks that helped us make this a reality today. Again, Mayor Bowser, thank you for your leadership, to the council members, and to the team at DGS. Let me express my thanks to the staff of the DGS project delivery team under the leadership of Mike Jellin. Mr. Jellin, where are you? The Capital Construction Division led by Paul Blackman Jr., project manager Pedro Astudillo, the architect and design team Bell Newman, and the joint venture and general contractor Siegel, and a special shout out to HRGM for helping us make this field look beautiful. Thank you guys. So who's ready for a celebration? All right, Madam Mayor, you want to? Well, okay.
Or you, perhaps,
Yeah.
Director. Thank you, everybody. Oh, yes. And
You know, I always forget somebody, and there's somebody who's done it. It's Sherry Kimball. Where's Sherry? Sherry, raise your hand. Sherry did a fabulous job on this, and I just want to recognize her. She's on my staff, and probably more than anybody, she carried the ball here. So I'm sorry I forgot.
okay, so I think we have a couple of moments for questions, and then the kids are gonna show us around the field. Yes. Thank you.
This is such an amazing space, and the kids that are now at Garrison are looking forward to being in a school equally wonderful, a by right neighborhood school that also is truly diverse like Garrison. And we would like to ask that Shaw Middle School is reconsidered as a location for a by right middle school, as it is in close proximity to all feeding schools, and proximity, we know, is one of the driving factors of parent choice, as I'm sure you will experience. Being able to walk your children to school, and for your children to be able to go to a school that is in walkable distance, is very important. And so I, for one, as having been part of the community engagement that led to this, know how much communities embracing their schools brings to the 10% increase in enrollment. And so I am asking that you give further consideration to this issue.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, thank you, everybody.